Hello! Welcome to Jarviskjir, the performance of a lifetime! A brand new mini adventure from the brain of Oli. Actually, this is a 100% Aaron original. Aaron has been talking about running an all-bard game since we met.
Been a while.
And long before then as well. So considering some mortality-related issues you lot have had,
Us?
we thought this would be a bit of fun.
Never.
Do it for a bit. And I feel like I haven't streamed in 5,000 years, which is why Tesh has gone far into the future.
There we go. My damn
ascending.
camera every time.
It's always flawless until we go live. It's the way it things. How is everyone? I'm talking to you, everyone.
I am awake, which is saying something.
Yeah.
8:30 a.m.
Yeah, all the timelines are messed up.
Awake. Wow.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm stressed. I moved.
Yes, new place.
I'm in the American Southwest now.
Hey.
I've only met like a handful of crazy people, so it's been fine.
That's not too bad. I was expecting a lot more.
My tip
honestly.
for finding crazy people
I've
is
been
to go.
Ubering a lot lately, so I do have a lot of fun stories.
You want to go food
Oh, no.
shopping at like 2 a.m. That's how you find crazy
Accurate.
people.
Yeah. That is.
I know because I go food shopping at 2 a.m.
As someone who has a 24-hour grocery store near him, correct.
Same. Yep.
As someone who worked at a 24-hour grocery store, also correct.
Oh,
I have
no.
very fun stories
Yep.
involving
I
a
feel so attacked right now. As someone who works nights, there's nothing better than rolling up to the Sobeys at like 2 a.m. in your pajamas. You're like, look, I
That's
just
the
need to
thing!
fuck some Pogos.
I
Don't judge
cannot
me.
go to the fucking food store in my pajamas. I'm not like a 20-year-old woman. I can't get away with that.
Ollie, have you considered just telling people that
Becoming
you're
a 20-year-old
woman
woman?
and going to the
Yes.
grocery store? Good. As long as you've considered it, that's the important thing. Gotta have your priorities straight, really.
Yeah, exactly. But my priority right now is D&D.
Oh, I see what you did there. It's a good
Yeah.
segue.
Yeah,
well done.
I'm the best at them. I've never done a bad segue in my life.
I feel like that's not
Speaking
right.
of, sorry, bad joke.
If
Continue.
you're all ready, shall we begin?
Yes.
Our story begins in the basement.
Fair.
Honestly fair.
Tale as old as time.
In the basement of a busy tavern, music plays, bodies move, people dance, people sing along before a fairly small stage in the fairly tight basement of this tavern. A group of musicians perform. I don't think you have a band name. So
I
you're
did put one in. I did put one in the chat before.
So that's the band name. By
So that's the band name.
What was
What's
So-
the name for now?
Norm and the Bad Omens.
Norm and the Bad
I liked
Omens
it. I really
are
do,
performing
actually, yeah.
tonight. And the atmosphere is electric. People are excited. Music is playing. And the cornerstone of all great music is the percussions. The man on drums is...
Oh, is that you're asking?
Yeah.
Grunting mostly as he hits three very large drums. He's a big old half orc, and you can tell he's having a great time hitting those drums, just hitting them as hard as he can, but with some level of grace. Not a lot of grace, mostly just hitting them as hard as he can, but they sound good, and that's the important thing.
Okay. Can you describe this dude a little bit?
No,
And just to be fair, you're in the heartlands of Jarviskjir, just being a half orc. That's all. That's it.
I mean, he's got
That's-
gray skin, dark hair, and the dark hair is not particularly long. It's a little bit short, but it's just long enough that when he hits the drums and he's banging his head back, the hair sways a little bit. It's got a little bit of a suave nature to it, which is weird because he's a half-orc.
I'm trying to find good bardic music. Oh, that's the banger we want. Okay. Great, awesome. So playing the drums is just a half orc. Who gives a shit, right? Because we all know drums might be the cornerstone, but the much more important cornerstone is the bass. Who
Never appreciated.
never appreciated in their time.
It's true.
Can you please describe yourself, Mr. Bass Player?
Yeah, the bass player of this band is Cool Ollie. He is a half elf, very tall, very lanky, playing like a large stand-up bass lute, kind of hunched over this instrument, like shoulders kind of up like this, bald, very long, floppy ears. A pair of smoke glass frame shades on his face. Big smile across his face. And just seems to be really into the music at the moment, you know? It's all about the music, man, and he's just loving it right now. He has just a long, like, hippie-ass drug rug sweater on that goes down, like, to his knees pretty much. Yeah, that's him. I feel like
No
that
pants as well. Important note, not wearing pants.
Well, he might be wearing shorts, but the sweater's so long that it doesn't really matter. And just a pair of really big, old, worn boots on his feet.
Horrifying. It's like listening to a mirror. Side note, a way to just increase world aggression, like 500%, is to just have a device that describes you to it, back to you in great detail. Like you just feed it a photo. Ugh.
Nope. No, that's a bad idea.
It also might be a bad idea is to move over to the person playing, I believe, leading lute.
Yes,
Who's also
lead lute.
the only lute currently playing, I believe.
Okay, so here we have a very, very normal-looking person, like someone completely average looking in every way. Average height, average build, short brown hair, blue eyes. Here we have Chandler Hampton Mumford Dewitt II, or Norm for short, who is playing the lead lute and moving probably just a bit too much, getting a bit too, like, over the top with it. And yeah,
really
a bard getting over the top. Who ever would have imagined? And last of all, but definitely not least, is the singer. Center stage, I imagine.
Angelica is a young tiefling. She has bright red skin. She has two prominent horns, not those stupid like fucking ran horns that you've seen since like 4th edition, because I hate those, but like devil
proper horns.
proper horns. Very important.
The tiefling on Mondays has ram horns.
I hate them. They're probably like curled back, right? But like those like brow horns, I hate them. She has glowing red eyes, and she has dark, long hair that is almost like this maroon, like purple shade to it. And she is wearing a black leather jacket.
Oh! I didn't know that.
Not a
Up in the standings.
Yeah. I should have mentioned, Styx is not wearing clothes. He's in, like, underwear. But that's... I should have mentioned that.
Did he start the performance in clothes? Or did they come off?
No one's really sure anymore.
You get warm when you play the
kind of
drums.
haze.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
It's a
Cool
very
Ollie's
hot
been on
job.
stage for a little...
And a long tail, just because I can.
Isn't there one thing that we're missing?
yeah, there's one extra detail.
One little detail.
That's what the jacket's for, guys.
Later.
Oh,
That comes off at the end of the performance.
right.
It's I think it's amazing.
So,
People
in
might
other
buy a
words,
chair back.
yes, he was wearing clothes at the start of the performance. He's just taking after Angelica and slowly stripping off because he thinks
Are we
that's
at-
what makes a good show.
Are we in a strip club?
No,
Oh no.
no, he's just dumb. That's it. He's just stupid. He thinks that this makes a good show.
I too have stripped due to stupidity. I relate to this.
Every second Thursday. Every second Thursday.
I can do every Thursday now. My schedule's
Well,
clear.
hey.
The performance is electric. But let's not dwell too much on the performance. You're a bunch of bards, you're a bunch of competent performers, you're a crowd. People are buying their beers, but buying wine. You're bringing people in from off the street. You're doing exactly your job. Let's not worry about the performance. Let's move the camera through time to the morning after.
Yep, okay.
You came to Aradia to be part of the Spring Festival. A festival that celebrates music in a very active term, being a group of ragtag bards that change band name every now and again. You travel. You thought this would be the perfect place. It's been a bit of time since that festival. Haven't managed to move on. You're currently staying in a tavern called the Leaky Teat. It's a place where performers like you can make a lot of money. And they've given you a lovely room as you continue to perform there, where you will wake up feeling the effects of last night. You're sharing the whole. It's just one big bed, and various musical instruments and paraphernalia in the chamber. And can you all wake up? Give me a Constitution save, please.
Oh no. It begins.
And I have
I didn't turn my dice on.
initiative automatically enabled, not declaring. So you can just take the latter of those two. I remember how to fix that.
We don't do that here.
The
It's,
cogwheel.
it's
Go to the
one
cogwheel and
toggle.
then
You know, it's the cogwheel.
it's like
I
right on the
did it.
top right.
I found it.
I got it.
Ah, can you give me that save, please?
Yep. If I must.
It's appropriate that Josiah's the one that failed.
Well, not the only
Yeah,
one.
that's good.
Of the four of you, Angelica and Cool Ollie had the roughest night. A lot of drinks bought for you, despite being a bunch of strange races and things in the Elven lands. This place is a little more welcoming to that, and welcoming in a way of alcohol. And a good performance, you need to be just completely and utterly lost. So, you wake up feeling hungover. I wouldn't say rotten. I mean, it's up to you how you feel about hangovers. But definitely feeling the night before. The question is, what would a group of 4 bards do on a lovely morning spring day?
Food.
I'm gonna sleep
Breakfast
in.
food.
And if anybody questions it, I say I'm a tiefling, I'm a turtle, and I drape my wing over my face.
Fair enough. Norm's going down for breakfast. That's totally
Yep.
fair.
Dix is following with that, and probably banging on the door, or like, where's my retainer currently?
He has a room.
Yeah, okay, I'm good because he's actually a paying customer.
He's sensible.
Yeah, so I bang on his door as well, and then just walk downstairs, get him to come down, eat breakfast.
The breakfast.
No, I was just sorry. I
You
was
might
just
be a
gonna
bit
say-
peckish.
Yeah, the first thing I'm gonna do is reach for my spell focus. Actually, my question for you is, because this isn't included in my inventory, is do I have anything any illicit substances.
Yeah, it's core to your character, so yes.
Hey.
They're perfectly legal substances in Jarviskjir. You think elves aren't
And in
fucking-
Canada. so
fucking
that's-
blazing?
Yeah, alright, perfect. Then that's...
I go
that's
by
awesome.
the Tolkien logic that fucking everybody smokes.
Yeah.
If
Alright.
it was illegal, it'd
so
have to be real strong.
That's gonna be a wake and bake for cool Ollie, and then he's gonna head down for breakfast.
The breakfast served in the main eating hall of the Leaky Teat is a hot porridge with some bacon on the side. This is actually one of the few settlements any of you have been in where they quite happily serve you water because there's like no chance of ringworm or fucking whatever, you know. And the atmosphere's a little drab, you know. First couple of times you performed around here, people were excited. You were new. You were a new source of music. People you've been around before. The performances are still going well, but there's no, you know, you see people give you a kind of like, oh, you're still here sort of look as you take your breakfast in the morning space of the tavern. You can actually even see that the elf who runs the bard, who is of course cleaning mugs from the night before, is kind of because they're an elf and they have like no fucking filter. They're kind of like he's kind of looking at your table with a little despondence.
Styx does not notice. Styx is chowing down, shoveling food. He is paying no attention whatsoever.
Do you have an extra large spoon?
Fuck yeah. Good.
Oh,
Yeah, it's called a bowl, bitch.
Yeah. He's literally just shoving his face, and if there's options for seconds, he's getting seconds. Like he will buy seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to
Irresp-
buy seconds, but
He
it's
is
like
irresponsible with
it's
his
like
money.
it's like 2 copper, so it's fine.
in comparison, Norm would just be eating very slowly and deliberately, and just every now and then, like a splash will hit him, and he just prestidigitation away. Back to eating. He's used to this by now.
Styx is also still not wearing clothes. He's still in his underwear. He left whatever clothes he was wearing on the stage that night, and he doesn't know where they are now. So he has another set. They're just in the trunk with his retainer, so he'll have to get those when his retainer comes down.
You are given a wide berth in this tavern. You have obnoxiously always taken the table in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And people are usually keeping to the walls or the bar itself. Not that many people come and eat breakfast in a place like this, but still.
I will eventually get up
Yeah.
and come down for breakfast. I will push away the porridge and say that I'm a tiefling. I only eat meat,
And
and I will just eat the bacon.
Styx will grab your porridge and down it. Without asking. Just
No,
you'll-
it's expected at this point.
yeah.
It's when all
I
of you are
will-
down here.
I was gonna say I will push my bacon to
Mm.
her because I don't eat meat.
Cool Ollie's a vegan.
Yeah, Koali's vegan. By the way.
You know, I remember reading that, but somehow that didn't get filed in my memory. So that's... Yeah. It's kind of while Angelica's eating, because she was the last one here, that elven bartender will come up to you. They are kind of typical of
Can
a
we help
elf.
you?
Don't you think it might be time for the lot of you to move on? We're happy to encourage your musical pursuits. Spring was 2 weeks ago, the Spring Festival. Can you roll me
doesn't really
intimidate, please?
Yeah. Can I assist? Because I said he doesn't really want to go.
No, this is a
Okay.
single man. But this is not the first time this has happened. The bartender kind of takes a step back, and will sheepishly put a napkin on the table as some kind of not very subtle cue for Styx to clean himself of his various...
Styx will take the napkin and will look at it and will open up his underwear and shove it down and clean the sweat off of his junk and then throw the napkin back at the bartender.
He actively avoids it.
I'm just gonna look to the bartender and be like, look, man, time is just like a construct, you know? Like, how long is 2 weeks? What even is that?
Usually we would say that is but a blink of an eye, but it has been quite taxing for me and my family.
Look, I'm sure the crowd we bring in is more than enough every night.
That's a persuasion roll.
Did it not roll? I clicked it. There we
It
go.
does.
Oh my god!
Yes, well,
that's just me.
That's just it. The crowd has been diminishing quite heavily, and I would not be able to allow you to stay for free for another further night. Now, if you want to pay, then that is. I'm sorry, sir, but kind of again
Styx is gonna
backing up more
Stand
and more.
up and start to walk towards him.
Table kind of pushes.
And he's gonna take out from his underwear 3 gold pieces and hand them to the bartender.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're warm.
And then he's gonna walk back to the table and then point to the bowl and hit the table twice.
Yes, more breakfast. Yes, even though it is noon. Russian. You hear the clattering of wooden plates and things in the back room.
Well done, Styx. Well done. I imagine Norb's not even finished his yet because he's just eating it so slowly, so he's still going.
Yeah, exactly. Considering you perform at night, when you're finally all fed, which might take a while,
I eat a lot.
you're a growing boy.
I'm a grown boy. He's not that old. He is growing.
You got the world is your oyster. What does a bunch of 4 young, rambunctious bards want to do with a whole day of fun?
I want to play that game where you take a knife and you go between your fingers.
5-finger
Will-
fillet.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, I played that game a lot.
Oh.
There would probably be
Is that-
marks on the table from the frequent playing since you've been.
It's probably not made easier by the fact that pretty much anytime Styx is not eating, he's hitting the table. like it's a drum set. He is just constantly like...
Yeah, it's challenge mode.
Yeah.
Let's go.
It's
I imagine you probably like egg him on too sometimes to make it harder.
yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
You 4 are a loud, obnoxious presence in the hall of this tavern. You do notice at some point someone step by the window and be like, oh, should we stay here? And then like see this scene of... You're in a radia, you're in the Heartlands, a place where both orcs and tieflings are not welcome. And this orc and this tiefling doing this scene. You see people turn around. You see people...
Styx grabs some of the spoons on the table and starts playing them.
Can you give me a performance or
Yeah, if you want.
a skill
Yeah.
roll
You
for
want me to
that,
use my
please?
proficiency in spoons or performance?
Proficiency in spoons, please.
What would you prefer me to use? Strength or charisma?
In this situation, it's most definitely strength.
I'm going to assist him on the loot if he starts like picking up a beat.
Yeah.
Oh, so can I
That's
roll
my
with
voice.
advantage
Wrong
then?
one.
Is that
That one.
Yeah, no.
I think
You're
it's
just
a
both
different one.
performing, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, another 10.
10's good. It's kind of whenever, and despite about you're a bunch of bards, you two are pretty much oblivious to the tension in the room of the couple of regulars who are around, and
I mean, I think I'm kind of egging it on a little bit. I think I'm fully aware.
Styx is not aware at all. Styx is
fair enough. But whenever it gets like too tense, you start to kind of play a little bit of music. It kind of relaxes again because you're fucking good. You're literally you just start laying down a beat on with the spoons. This time none of them break.
It's a rarity.
Yeah.
This time.
With the loot joining in, like you can even see the owner of the tavern who kind of through the little window into the kitchen kind of like visibly relaxed because yeah, people enjoy the music. Even if you guys are scary.
Styx will be playing those for like a while as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Like basically as long as they don't break, he's playing until
I
we.
will ask while I'm playing. Just be like, Normie, how long are we staying in this town? The people
really
here
good-
are boring.
This is true. I haven't really given it too much thought, honestly. The nights have been real fun, though.
Styx is still playing the spoons. He doesn't understand a word you guys are saying.
Where's just looking around for like Styx's translate, like points to him. Where is he?
Man,
Can
he's
we-
probably gonna come down the stairs at some point.
You play the translator, not me.
No, I know. No.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I think he's probably slow. He's at the point where he's been in this. This is the morning routine, and he's just fed up with it at this point. So he's probably slow to come down, and also probably knows to bring the clothes out of the trunk with him.
And then goes and finds the previous set of clothes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's got a rotation going where he will then give me the clothes that I'll then put on, and then he'll go and take the old clothes from the stage and go and clean them and put them in the trunk. Yeah. But he'll probably come down at some point and just sit and not eat because he'll have eaten rations in the room.
Who is this retainer?
Save
What is
money.
this? What is this man?
He's just a dude.
Just a plain nondescript dude.
Yeah, pretty much. He's got like a light, a light brown beard and no hair on his.
So
head.
he's the opposite of Norm. You just spin Norm's
Yeah.
head around.
Clearly,
he's Bizarro Norm, but surprisingly, he's still incredibly normal. So
Run.
but he'll just come and sit down, and he doesn't say anything unless he's talked to you, really. So
Sure. I'm gonna look at Oli. We got any new gigs?
Oh yeah, like tons. I'll be right back, and I'm just gonna go outside and do spend a couple hours like just kind of wandering around town, like talking to people, looking for leads on new gigs. But
Where did
also,
little Ollie go?
but also
Be right back.
as I'm doing this, I mean, this is going to require the okay from the DM, but I feel like the verbal, thematic, and material components of me casting Find Plants is also going to be me wandering around town talking to people.
See if you can find some plants while you're out there.
Yeah, so this is one part looking for new gigs and leads at one part casting Locate Plants.
Can you click locate plants for me real quick, and then give me a persuasion roll.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. We knew what we were getting in for, making him bad manager.
You're going around
Great.
for cool Ollie. Aradia is a paradise. It's a city in nature. As you're wandering around the streets and looking at the kind of cool sights through your shades, you very lackadaisically cast your ritual that's just second nature to you now. And yeah, it's a radia. There's smokeweed growing by the side of the road in some places, by people's houses of various varieties. There's also shops and things, but you're more than happy to just take from nature as you ask around. And you actually, you would end up meeting with someone who'd be like, are you a performer then? From out of town?
Oh yeah. That's a word for it.
I thought you would have come in with the other performance with the tent.
I don't think we have a tent.
There's this grand tent that's set up in on the east side of town.
Right on. That sounds really cool, actually. Man, the guys will love that. A tent? How big of a tent are we talking here?
Well, I'm definitely talking a larger than average tent. It's a circus tent, I believe.
Huh. What do you know about that? I'll thanks for the tip, friendo. And then I'm just gonna walk away.
Cool Ollie has been gone for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Still hammering away at the spoons, just having a good time.
I imagine Norm's like doing the thing where he's kicked his feet up, balancing on the table, like the chair's hanging back and he's balancing
leaning
there.
back.
Yeah.
Can you give me an acrobatics check?
Yes, I can. Why do I do this to myself?
Because Norm, honestly, I'm disappointed that he didn't fall. To be honest,
I did it
So
because
fit in.
I did that a lot while I was in school, and I fell over a lot as well.
Yeah.
There's that
I'm
moment where
not
you realize
dexterous.
you've gone too far and everything.
And then your life flashes before your eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. So at some point, the retainer will kind of be looking at Styx, and Styx will still be playing with the spoons, but he'll kind of give his retainer a look, and then the retainer will say, "I believe that Styx would like to know when we're going to get moving."
I mean, I could fly up and look for our other band member, but last time I did that, you know, they got the crossbows out.
Yeah,
So
that probably was not the best idea.
I think it's a fine idea. I think people are just racist.
Yep, pretty much.
You see some elves who are watching this just turn around at the bar.
I will flip them off as they do so.
They don't see, they've turned around.
Fine. I noticed it.
That was for you, not them.
Styx is still playing spoons.
Well, I mean, he's been gone for. Ghost literally gets up, walks to the front door, looks outside.
Ha!
Been a while.
It's around now that you actually go out and do that. You see him ambling back down the street in no rush.
I'm like, no, I'm gonna point to him down like the street, say found him, and then walk back in and sit down.
Yeah,
I did my job.
I had no doubt.
Like, Cool Ollie is 6'4", but he's also very hunched over, so he's closer to like 6'1" in
He's
reality.
like a fucking wow troll.
Yeah.
Like dangling around.
He's a very gangly man. He's 6'4" and he weighs like 135 pounds. So, but yeah,
That is real gangly.
yeah, Dex
Smoked all that weight off.
Yeah.
Dietitians hate him.
I am going to just return to the tavern and just kind of come in and be like, "Hey guys, so I found us a new gig."
Good.
Brad?
Finally, where is it?
There's a tent on the east side of town,
Like Norm just gives Angelica a look like, oh no.
like a real big tent. They got animals.
Tents could be cool. Tents are rustic.
Yeah.
I dig it.
It's gonna be great. I promise.
I love the concept of rustic in a fantasy world, by the way. I dig it.
Better go get my things. Okay then. Gets up, cracks everything, and walks up the stairs to his room.
You all can prep and get your things and get going unless there's anything else you want to chat about before you do. But there isn't, so you're good. When that guy...
So I was gonna say, I will describe that like when Norm's got his gear on, he's got the fine clothes with leather armor over top, 2 short swords and 6 daggers all lining the belt.
Yeah, you don't
Just
like
over the top.
Yeah, you don't exactly look like a performer. Well,
No, it's just his traveling gear.
yeah, exactly.
Styx is wearing like really nice looking clothes, really like well tailored for a half orc, and a nice like fancy looking longsword on his belt. And he's also carrying probably everybody's shit.
Everything that we
Yeah, I don't carry a lot of stuff. I pretty much look the same as I did before. I have 2 daggers on my side.
I have a large piece of driftwood.
Yeah.
Let me go
I
get my
imagine-
things.
Yeah.
Like I imagine I'm carrying that as well, probably.
It's literally just like a hobo stick that has all of my possessions in it.
I do like the idea of Norm just walking down the stairs and literally handing his pack to Styx.
Yeah.
Yeah. Styx will just take it because, like, sure, whatever. Styx has a chest, not a pack. So he actually throws his chest on his back and throws everything else into the chest except for his drums, which hang around him and are big and are just really kind of weird looking. He looks like really aggressive.
I think I've had 4 characters in Jarviskjir carry a chest instead of a backpack now. It's becoming a trope.
Yeah. It's weird. But I just realized I had a chest because I just looked in my inventory at what I was going to be carrying and I'm like, I didn't have a backpack, I took a chest. Like a moron.
Heading out, strange group of individuals going down the street. Oh no!
Playing
Oh,
it.
Play the drums. Press the
Yeah.
button.
I will.
Give me a roll.
Is this strength or charisma, Ollie?
This is charisma.
All right.
Well, I mean, it's up to you.
You
You
gotta-
get different things either way.
Well, I'm not trying to intimidate people. I think
Exactly.
is kind of charisma then.
They're not war drums. They're
Yeah.
fun drums.
They're fun drums. Minor difference.
War can be fun.
Holy fuck!
Look, I play the best when I'm walking.
Exactly. You're playing the
Sticks to the
drums, the beat of the motions, and the thing is, you got a lot of different walking paces in your party. You have very long, powerful strides. Cool, all you think would, but kind of shuffles along. Very dainty steps of Angelica that occasionally you miss a couple because like a brief little flighty hop, and then the regular, normal, average pace of Norm. All
I also like the
encapsulated.
idea that if anyone is looking in awe or really enjoying the music, Norm will walk over with a piece of parchment scribbled with the
Current
Northern
band
Banner.
name. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you'll thank me later. And then back to the thing.
I'm gonna start beatboxing.
Can you give me a performance roll for beatboxing unless you have proficiency beatboxing?
He does not.
No.
I do actually. That's
Wait,
what
do
I
you
said.
actually have
then.
proficiency in
Yeah.
beatboxing?
Please
Oh, no.
give me proficiency beatboxing.
This is amazing.
I don't think I put it in, but
I'm like actually upset that you have proficiency in beatboxing.
You have proficiency spoons!
Yeah,
ham
I was gonna
boning.
say.
Huh?
It's
Slightly
how
worse.
is it worse? Because you have expertise.
because I have expertise in performance.
Yeah, I realized as I
You,
was.
you amble through the town in no particular rush, with the direction being, oh, where are we going? East.
Yeah.
More or less.
You'll know it when we see it.
Yeah, and you do. It takes you a little while. You're not really bothered because you are playing music, which at least makes you less intimidating as a strange group of individuals walking around. But there comes to a point and the outside of a radio, you know, it sort of goes from town to kind of more suburbsy. But cresting over a group of trees that has some houses nestled within them, you actually see the top of this grandstand tent. This grand red and green with gold trim tent that's set up in a clear space that seems like it's probably used for horse racing or something in the past. It's quite literally a grove in the trees. This big tent is set up with a couple of other smaller tents by the sides, very much as you would expect a circus to be. So a couple of wagons, 2 wagons lent up by it, and a couple of clearly common folk who are inquiring about it. By the time it actually takes you to get here, you know, you left during the afternoon, so it's starting to get dark. It seems that whatever performance, and there's no signage or anything, is going to be in a few hours or so.
Here we are.
So, are we here to watch a performance? I'm confused.
No, man. We just need to find the people in charge and convince them to let us play.
Styx is still
Alright.
playing the drums, by the way. He
Wait,
hasn't
I thought-
stopped this whole time.
There is one tent. So there's the grandstand. There's a couple of very, very basic tents, but there's one that has the same green and red and gold patterning. That's kind of like goes up and then poofs out and then in. That's clearly like the office.
Guess we should go introduce ourselves then.
They should know who they're performing with.
Indeed. Styx, you should probably stop with the drums, at least for a little bit.
Styx does not stop because he does not
Okay.
understand what you're saying.
No.
Every time he's
Play.
talking, he, like normal, say an entire like sentence to Styx, and then just clicks. He's like,
Remember.
"Where's the translator?"
And the translator is not paying attention. He's just looking at one of the tents, just like fiddling with it.
Okay.
Six, you are perfect. Keep living your truth.
Styx is just still playing, not really knowing what's happening. Just
It's actually funny. So most of you half-orcs are not common in Jarviskjir. I often say that most people don't know the difference between a half-orc and an orc because they just assume they're the same thing. You actually see a half-orc who is very clearly one of the performers outside this tent, where like one of the wagons is set up and there's a couple of things on there. Very clearly a performer. He's wearing the same kind of outfit, and he is juggling bowling pins very well. He's like not even paying attention to it. He's kind of like distantly looking. Doesn't really acknowledge you as you come up. The tent itself kind of has like a gold shawl over the actual like entrance. I don't know how one would knock on such a thing. I suppose you just kind of announce.
Styx can find a way to knock on
Don't
anything.
have press.
Hello?
Just press the digitate and knock.
Actually, yeah. Prestidigitate a knock.
That's a good call.
At that point, the half orc kind of like his head kind of snaps to a lot of you, and in common, it's like, are you performers?
Styx still playing the drums. Just
Yeah.
Very much
Are
so.
you?
Yeah. Oh, you must be here to talk to the performance master. Then he's in. He will see you now.
We look at the door.
Okay.
Perfect.
The second he says, "We'll see you now," Norm has that hesitation. Then, nope, going in.
The inside of the tent is actually quite big and roomy. Around the edges are packed bags and boxes and trinkets and like a little more small bookcase and things, and a fancy desk that's kind of propped in the middle of this chamber. And sort of sitting behind it is a very tall figure, kind of about as tall as Cool Ollie, actually, in very similar proportions. He's kind of hunched. He's even taller in that he has a tall green top hat that kind of stretches up above his head, wearing what?
I'm so glad it's green.
Well, you know, you pick a color theme.
Yeah.
You go with it. His clothing is this deep red, and it's very clearly it's like a ringmaster's outfit, with that golden trim, little highlights of green, and he's sitting in a chair. So in such a way that he's so lanky that his like legs are kind of like above the desk, crooked.
I know that feeling.
And he's wearing a mask that is the green. It's actually a lighter green than the green and all the coloring. And the mask it has the detail in the wrong places. It's the mask of a face, but the detail is kind of in like the wrinkles around the eyes and around the mouth. For kind of what I'm imagining, the fucking mask faces in Majora's Mask when you turn people into statues, where it's just like a little too. It's very uncanny for a mask, but it's not real. It's definitely a mask, and you can kind of see some luscious sort of brownish hair that kind of pulls from the back that kind of makes a bit of a mane. Some of it's braided. There's even a couple of bells attached to the braids, and he was kind of pushing around papers. You actually notice that the papers don't really have anything on them. When they do have something on them, they're like doodles or straight up gibberish. And his hands clasped together, and he's like, a group of performers 4. You must be looking for a job.
Styx is still playing the drums, by the way. He has not stopped at this point.
Chandler Hampton Mumford DeWitt II, or Norm, and we are Norm the Bad Omens.
I hate that name.
Interesting. Well, my friend, if you are...
We'll talk about this later.
If you're speaking for your party, and he stands up, and unlike Cool, he's kind of hunched, he kind of like crooks up, and you realize that like the reason why this tent is tall, and like he needs this tent to be this tall to stand up, and like kind of extends a hand with long fingers down to you.
I will shake it.
My name is Eggery. I am the performance master. My traveling group has been looking for new blood. Oh, yes. Yes, if you all have the talents of this individual back here.
Like, he looks like kind of crazy right now playing the drums. He's just like really getting into it now because he's stopped moving, so he has to make his own beats.
Like, in that moment, he kind of like, you know, he nods along. He clearly enjoys the music a little bit. If you're all that talented, I don't want to hear any more of it. I don't even want to hear what you can do. I want you to perform for me tonight.
Yes, I am all for not practicing. Let's go.
Practice is for talentless hacks. Well, very well. I think I will make you the center of my performance tonight. Yes, very well. And he kind of like steps over the desk and out through the front doorway. At this point, it's gotten darker. The stars are bright in the sky. There's actually a little bit of an aurora as well. And he kind of walks with a long gait towards the tent. At the point, the juggler follows, still juggling. But
cool, Oli. You have outdone yourself this time. Well done.
I'm gonna try to knock the pins aside as he's juggling them.
You do so, and like he continues without anything in his hands for a few seconds before kind of blinking and looking at you. Like that's
I just
rude.
wanted to see if you could catch him.
I could not.
He is so dejected.
As you
mean person.
As you like step over to the main entrance to the tent, the performance master turns and it is like, mouthwash, you should prepare. The performance is going to be in no time at all. It always sneaks up on you. You should perform your prepare for your performance. And the half-orc kind of nods and trots off over to the other tent.
Sorry, just clarify. Did you just say his name was Mouthwash?
They seem to say that his name was Mouthwash.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
He kind of swoops his hands in the front of the tent and opens it up, which straight up reveals what you would imagine the inside of a circus area like this to be. You know, there's been dirt and sand thrown over the ground, as well as a good number of like flower petals and things. Actually leads to a very colourful area. A very small fence, and where like a circus in our world would have chairs. Now, you're not bringing that many chairs into an area like this. There's a couple of chairs, but it's mostly standing room. And a couple of like boxes and things that have been prepared so people can stand on them to get a better view. He walks in. There's actually an organ set up in one side of this thing. A very dramatic organ with the kind of bellows and pipes that kind of twist off of it. And he kind of makes a motion standing in the middle and is like, we'll be performing in much less than an hour. I want my people who can set up for you, get the people entertained, and then you can weave your magic and entrance the people. And if this goes well, then you have a bright future ahead of you with me.
Whoa, Bobo. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Let's not sign any contracts or anything.
We've
That's
always
fine.
been kind of anti-label, you know?
Yeah.
We've always said from day one we never wanted to sign to a label.
I completely understand. And if you want this to be the only performance you do, then that's fine. But we'll see. If you're very good, then I would be most displeased to let you go. But again, I want you to prove yourself first. At this point, you kind of hear a crowd gathering outside, people murmuring and things. And 3 people walk into the room. There's that orc before, seemingly called Mouthwash. He doesn't have pins anymore. He has one of those like fire poi things that is on fire. There is a human woman who is kind of dressed like a ballerina. It's not a one-to-one comparison. It's a very similar outfit, a little more flowy, a little more elven. Very pointed, very deliberate steps, almost doll-like. And then there is a creature none of you have seen before. It's almost like an insect centaur. The top body is that of a humanoid insect, but the bottom body kind of splits into 4 legs. And it kind of walks in with a very deliberateness to its walk, which lets you kind of... You can tell this is a sentient creature. But definitely not like anything you would have seen before. And he actually has the pins that the orc had before. And has some degree of outfit. All the outfits match the color scheme. But of course, there's not really much clothing that would fit a creature like this. Very strange proportions. It kind of skitters and kind of, you see its antennae move, and there's a little bit of a glow to the end of them in a light blue before it kind of passes you by.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but I loved it.
It was pretty cool.
I told you guys, this place is great.
Yeah.
I should never have doubted you.
Styx is still just playing the drums, walking behind.
Where is the translator? Normally runs outside. There you are. Come.
You let yourselves get comfortable, and we're going to start letting people in. And you... Oh, just do what comes naturally. He kind of walks off towards the front of the tent. Start getting people's money.
Prestidigitation, you can change the color of things, right?
Temporarily.
He's got... yeah, so is an hour, I believe.
Something like that. I would assume so.
Well, up to an hour, yeah. So before the performance, he's going to prestidigitate his armor to match his fine clothes. So it sort of blends in and matches, sort of thing. Because he's like, I don't have enough time to get organized properly. He's going to do this.
Okay. You can perform after we take a real quick break. I'll be back in a sec.